Pick your metaphor. Tsunami for Republicans.
I'll take it.
Titanic is a pretty good metaphor for Democrats. Absolutely. Captain Obama. All right, let's go into your deal. First, let me ask you, how did this happen?
Well, you know, I think you're right. A little bit of it was Captain Obama, and then a little bit of it's also the anti-744 message. You had responsible citizens that wanted responsible government to get out and vote. And in doing so, they elected 7 more Republicans to the state House, 6 more Republicans to the state Senate. That's 2/3 in both. They elected Republicans to every single statewide office, even the 2 that in Commissioner Holland and Mr. Burridge. They couldn't stand the tsunami. I thought they would be the most likely ones to survive it. They couldn't withstand it. And everything, the governor, the AG, it's a big deal. It's a historic Oklahoma changes.
Water was too high. Just nobody had a chance if you had a D after your name. You survived the tsunami. You didn't even get an opponent. But here's the thing, okay? You called it. I think we called it back in January when Scott Brown got elected in Massachusetts. That's where the president needed to say, people want jobs, not health care, and they didn't listen, Richard.
That's absolutely right. I mean, it's like this president was tone deaf. I mean, he had plenty of time to react on this. This was a perfect storm for the Republicans. I congratulate new Governor Fallon for coming in. I congratulate Colby personally for his 80% win, and the whole team over there. They worked hard. A lot of our incumbents made mistakes, especially on votes. They didn't work hard enough. But anyway, go back to the tsunami. That's exactly what hit us. I mean, it was with the Tea Partiers, Obama being tone deaf, people being angry for the last 2 years, expecting real change after the fiasco of George W. Bush. It was clearly a perfect storm.
Yeah, now here's the thing. Everybody was running against Washington. They all found out yesterday that they're not going to Washington. They're going to Oklahoma City. And in Oklahoma City, a lot of problems await.
Well, absolutely they wait. You know, I think on a victory night, Governor Fallon was talking about she'll fight against Washington. Well, we got $1.2 billion from the Obama administration in order to balance their budget. That's absolutely right, Scott. Now the ball is in your court, Colby. You have all the problems of government. There should be no disagreements here. We should be out of session within 60 days because you're all singing Kumbaya. You won't have Brad Henry to kick around anymore. We don't have enough votes to stop anything, including the emergencies. You now have to govern with a deficit coming in. Good luck, because we can't do anything with the revenue side
Do
of this.
you think the days of the shady conference committee reports and the kabuki dances in May are over?
Frankly, I think they are. You know, this week we elected, at least the Republican caucus elected Speaker Designate Chris Steele, and he's already made a commitment to change the conference committee process, which is nice to see leadership there. You know, for 100 years, Richard's party had a chance to do things differently, and they didn't. They didn't get out 60 days early. They ran over the Republicans, and hopefully I hope to see us change things. Then we do get out early when we can. Save the people of Oklahoma money. It's pretty evident that when Governor-elect Fallon talks about pushing back on Washington, she's talking about them failing to enforce, you know, immigration and other issues.
You know, that's a federal issue if anybody ain't. But anyway,
do you think the Republicans are hearing? I mean, here's the point. I mean, the Democrats didn't listen. Republicans 2 years before didn't listen. You guys have got all the controls, okay? The pollsters say Republicans, voters still hate them, okay? They hate partisan politics. They just hated Democrats worse this time. Well, Republicans hear the people and stick to the course.
Well, you know, as far as D.C., I was really glad to see Mr. Boehner say that, you know, they understood that this was definitely not just a message that we like Republicans, is that the fact that they didn't like the policies of Barack Obama. And so, you know, the Republicans come out ahead on that. So, no, they need to understand they have to govern. And frankly, we do in Oklahoma as well. It's real simple. We've had 31,000 new Republicans register since January and less than 1,000 Democrats register since January. That sends a real message. This state has changed, and the Democrat Party has left their beliefs.
You already believe that the Republicans are already starting to exhibit behavior that they don't hear the people.
Well, absolutely. You know, they're retreading, I guess, some of the old folks. I understand that Congressman Langford has now hired somebody from ex-President Pro Tem Glenn Coffey's office. I mean, come on. If you're going to start a new start, let's start a new start. But, you know, it goes back to the old thing. The tan man from Ohio is going to be in charge, Mr. Boehner. I heard him backtracking here over the weekend that all of a sudden he's realizing that the solution isn't just tax breaks for the wealthy and well-to-do. He's actually going to have to come up with some ideas. All ideas come through the House of Representatives. So now it's on the tan man from Ohio to come up with real policy.
But you've also mentioned that the Republicans have chosen a pro tem in the Senate that's going to have some problems. A guy by the name of Brian Brinkman. You remember Brian Brinkman? Here he is back in May with the Impact team.
But is there anything directly that you've done after going to these conferences that maybe people could see the benefit of?
That's probably I'd have to think about that. But.
Okay, so from a media standpoint, you guys are looking forward to 2012 leaders that you say this guy's old guard, old school. But so, do you have any hope for 2012 of getting anything back?
Well, absolutely, because after 2 years, remember, they were banging on Obama because he didn't do anything after 2 years. People of Oklahoma are going to find out after 2 years of them being in charge of everything, things aren't going very well. And that commentary that we just saw is old school stuff. And if those guys are going to be in charge, okay, folks, don't expect much.
Yeah, Republicans are going to have to toe the course, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's real clear. The people have spoken. I'm an old party guy. It's time for the people to hold the Republican majorities in both chambers accountable, as well as the AG, the governor, lieutenant governor. It's time to lead. The view's easy from the cheap seats, which is where Richard's sitting now, but it's time to lead for the Republican Party.
I can yell loud, though.
Yeah,
those are the bleachers. It's free ticket day for the Democrats. Here we go.